So a couple of months back I promised you a video on Petra here, and I have not been able to really make that video because it's still one of those very few sites that I still can't put my finger on exactly what we are looking at here. All I can do is point out areas that suggest to me that it is or was built from the ground up. Most of it's still buried. Why it looks like it does today, I could say that it's been built from wood. I know people seem to think that I concentrate too much on petrification of wood, but I've just shown you the images of what petrified wood looks like, the very first image that I began with, and then I followed up with close-ups of the walls of the surrounding site at Petra, which looks exactly 100% exactly the same as petrified wood when it's being cut precisely, sharply, right? And it just appears to be exactly the same thing, so I can give you two ideas on what we're looking at here, probably three. One is that they created this site from an ancient forest which once surrounded this entire area. They built it in sections, which I see portions of, but then areas look like it's literally been carved out of something like I show in my final jigsaw playlist, right? And as that was beginning to petrify, I suppose they would end up leaving the entire area because it began turning to sand and they could not live in it anymore, right? Because it became unstable. And the third would be what I'm going to leave a link towards right at the very end. I'll leave a link on the screen to some of the first ever videos that I produced on this channel. There's a part 1 and part 2 if you want to watch that. They're not very good, but they're worth watching because there's a lot of images in there that I wasn't able to find this time round. I've never shown any of these, what I'm showing you in this particular video. But in that one I was suggesting that it was concrete, which had somehow had all the lime sucked out of it from being flooded in the Great Flood, and you were just left with the sand, which I don't really see that anymore. There's certainly no chunks of rock in here, so it would have to be something like Portland cement, but I just don't see it at all now, right? For the rest of the video I will play some music and just show you lines of construction where this thing has literally been put together. Yes, some areas look like it's been carved out of the actual site, but that's just from it becoming fused together, from it turning to sand, which would naturally happen, wouldn't it? So for the rest of the video I will leave it in your hands. I'll play some music. Whether or not we answered any questions here is debatable. Well, if you like that, ladies and gentlemen, and you want to help the channel moving forward, you can press on the link in a pinned comment, which will be in every video from now on. Thank you.